Ooga booga. Giddy goo, giddy ga. You're probably hearing what I'm saying now. There we go. Hello, everybody. Goosebumps For Dummies here. Today, we are doing a collab stream. Of all things, hasn't done one in a while, let alone with anybody but Bruce or Not the Living Dummy. And here we are today with Man I Love Goosebumps. Introduce yourself, Man I Love Goosebumps.
Well, I mean, I'm Man I Love Goosebumps. That's it. I mean,
he loves Goosebumps.
Yeah.
What do we say, man? He loves Goosebumps. Plain and simple. As you can see, he's got his Goose collection back there. Nice shelves, my man. Is that Ghostbusters back there, or?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Hell yeah.
They're all
saw
vintage.
that.
You got like Mad Balls here too. I collect a lot of weird stuff, so.
That's cool. I like the pop shelf back there too, using the what we can call them? The cardboard slips in the back.
Oh, the inserts.
Yeah.
I still need to get Slappy in the Haunted Mask, not Black Light version. So yeah.
I'm gonna share the stream in Discord real quick.
Okay, yeah. I got some pretty cool pickups today, actually.
Alright, shared it.
Okay. You have a hard.
So people should start flooding in soon, I hope. Unless everybody's in school, which nobody is in Montana at least. Because they're setting up for tests, of all things.
Big Dog
Dre. Baseball emoji. Hi. Hello, Big Dog Dre. We are streaming today. Typical stream. Don't worry, nothing special about this one. It ain't a collab or anything. Ignore the person next to me. Yeah, normal stream.
Yeah.
Crap.
I got a stack of library bindings today. Just 6
Show
of
them,
them.
my man.
3 of them are most wanted, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I got Frankenstein's dog, and this one has like the generic spine.
But it's blue. It's blue. That's different.
Yeah.
I have never seen a blue spine book besides
They're on eBay for
obviously 90s stuff.
I got Creature Teacher, Final Exam, and then here comes a Shaggy. My favorite one is like the Claws book because it has the Horrorland logo.
Oh heck yeah! And it's got a green spine.
Yeah, these ones are like the full, like normal Goosebumps ones. Birthday Party and I Return, and My Friends Call Me Monster. For $20.
I love that.
$20 is a steal for these.
20. Yeah, $20 is freaking great. So everybody watching, this is gonna be a collab stream in case I haven't announced it clearly. This is gonna be a normal stream. We're not doing party tricks or anything. We're not be doing anything special. Besides, it's 2 people. The hugest difference on Earth.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be more interesting. What the fuck is this? This is a collab stream. Yes, like I was explaining. Much love from Ghana. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or it's not some weird saying. Hello from there. From America. Surprised I have fans in other countries. Very strange.
Yep.
Aside from obviously USA and Canada and UK, because not a lot of people, obviously, on planet Earth speak fluent.
Hello from Ukraine. What's up?
Ukraine. Holy crap. Maybe I'm underestimating people. Zame. We talk Goosebumps here, everybody. Greetings.
Why are so many international people joining?
We might be getting flooded in the shorts area of YouTube. that happens.
What's up? How do you pronounce that?
I don't want
Sumeria?
to try, but yeah, just Samaria, I guess.
Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I haven't found anything in a hot minute. I have been working on classic reprints, but that's about it for collecting wise. Um, reading wise, I'm actually reading a Black Spine right now, which is this mofa. Um, for April, because I do one every month.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what I have planned for the coming months, but yeah, it's interesting sounding so far. Not sure if I'm into it.
I'm reading
But Camp Nightmare, banger pick.
Yeah, I have like 30 pages left. First time.
Can you shoot a bookmark?
What?
Can you shoot a bookmark?
Yeah. I got 2 of these.
Yeah, we used the exact same one.
Nice. I found it for Christmas. I looked in my I got a book of like W3, and I look inside of it, and there's like one of the cards and the bookmark just scattered in it, completely random. I don't have the W3 card, but I have the Bad Hair Day one, so it's pretty cool. And
yeah, that kind of thing happens a lot, surprisingly. Oh, I love the hot pink on that. That looks really cool with the Fright Light art.
I have like other books with cards in them, but I don't have any more loose cards besides like Going All Creeps and Beware the Snowman. So yeah, I like when I find loose stuff like that.
Yeah, I think not even a year ago. I actually have it sitting right here. I was looking in a book, and for some reason there was a sticker just sitting in there for Fever Swamp. I don't even know why it's there, if it comes on the VHS, but it was sitting in a copy of Seiji's and I Again, which is not even the same book.
Yeah, it's
so you can find crazy stuff in them. It's usually just cards and bookmarks, preferably bookmarks, because you can actually use them for reading, which is pretty cool. I found 2 so far for the bookmarks.
Which ones do you have?
Green one and a blue one with the exact same curly art.
What's the blue one from?
I could not tell you. That one came from a lot I bought on eBay. Not I think it was my mom, back in 2019. It came with where are they? Well, it came with a bunch of bone chilling bookmarks, and some old Goosebumps books and I think diaries, notebooks, whatever. And then it just had that one bookmark in there. I don't know what book it came from in particular, but I've had to guess it's probably maybe Chicken era, around that mark. Not, I know it's not How I Learned to Fly, but it might be Chicken or Beware the Snowman.
I don't think Beware the Snowman has cards. Could be wrong. That one's number 51. I don't think. Because isn't it like every other book, even number?
You might be right on that, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Egg Monsters. I don't think Beast Beneath has cards. Eiji Naiken has cards. Ghost Camp doesn't have cards. Watch Legend has cards. But I have a few copies of Kill Monster of cards, so I'm not sure. Seems to be almost a rare book.
What's up, Asher Davis?
Thinking of playing card, but don't say it. No clue what that means, sir. And yes, hello, Asher Davis. Hey y'all, hello Melkor. I believe you've been on stream before, Melkor. Unless I'm smoking something or similar name. Yeah, we're doing collab stream, everybody. Everybody just joining. Nope. Yeah, I'm on something then. Dealt with a spider right before stream, trying to get in from my window. That went very smoothly.
How big was it?
not even the size of my pinky. So it was really small. But there's a huge hole in my screen window, and it's been hot, if you can tell, all day. We're getting into that spring weather, and spring in Montana is hot, for some reason. And then it turns cold as heck the next day. Really no in between. And open the window just to a spider right on the little hole in my screen.
Oh,
Very
which one's
fun. Oh my god, it's Finn Ice Skater. Oh my god, that's where I recognize the name from, because I know I've heard Melkor before. You're on thin ice, buddy. Stop skating. It'll break.
what's up, Acid Crab?
Acid Crab. Great name, buddy. Yeah, great to have someone from the server in here. Pretty cool. Yeah, face reveal. Um, Goosebumps.
Yep.
Goosebumps. What to talk about Goosebumps. Something not a lot of people are talking about are those new puzzles that got announced like New Year's time. It was free.
I didn't hear about.
Um, I don't know what to think about them. I can't like pop images up sadly, but if y'all ever saw them, I think they look like shit. At least two of them. In all honesty, I never talked about them on the channel. Um, because they were so like small news. One's a Monster Blood puzzle. One's a Stay Out of the Basement puzzle with Tim's art, not the other artist from the '90s. Whoever did that one, and be careful. And then there's one of just a bunch of book covers, and of course, it just picked the worst, least interesting or notable covers to put on it. With like the more interesting covers slightly off to the side of the cover of the board, or box. Like it shows Deep Shovel 2, Dummy Free, which is like cool, but then it goes to Best Friend is Invisible, to Monster 4. It's like, why are these covers being shown?
Those
Why
are
not
your book.
the icons? But yeah, those don't look great. Graphic novels, though, those look great.
I'm
Those
excited for
look
the
really
Monster
good.
Blood one.
The Monster Blood one, yeah, that one looks. Yeah, I'm iffy on it, especially in the eye part, but overall, I like it. You know, I'm really excited to see what Matty Gonzalez can do with that, and hopefully a Crawling Old Creeps comic in the future if they go back to the idea.
Yeah.
Slappy one. Yeah, Slappy's Tales of Horror. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mostly because it has good stories in there, and then there's the really crappy Slappy adaptation with the crappy artwork. But the other stories make up for it if you just read it on its own. It's a great bind up of some of the best graphic novel adaptations, from the whole graphic series.
Yeah. I'm missing the I think it's like the third one with the lawn gnomes in it.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Story Summers was called. Eh, that's honestly my least favorite of the three. But
I
it's also the rarest of the four, actually. I've never been able to see that one much online, aside from obviously stock listings, which is where I got one, and never in real life.
my elementary school had it in the library. I always wanted to like get it because I've collected Goosebumps like my whole life, but I've only been seriously collecting for like a year and a half. So yeah, I've gone kind of a lot. It only used to be like one of these rows, and now it's two full bookcases. So
Same. Um, Scarecrow story. Yeah, the Scarecrow one. That graphic adaptation. I'm kind of iffy on it, but at the end of the day, thought it was really good. It just has some directorial shots and slight art, you know, pieces, just some specific panels that look like garbage in that book. But overall, it's a good one.
I picked up these yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any of these in like the OG ones. So I'm glad they reprinted Body Squeezers because that's pretty cool. But the covers don't really match up that well.
Oh yeah.
It's like this guy has like two arms on the side. you see that?
Yeah.
It's like
I think the '90s one was like that too, actually. So it's not even just the reprints, but I think the reprints look worse. Not even just from the standalone font doesn't match the old Goosebumps arts. I've already had that discussion a million times. It just, it has the same arm glitch with the art for those two Pacific books.
yeah.
Oh, Body Squeeze Part 2 better than Part 1. That's a hot take, but I actually, spoiler alert, guys, I agree with that now. I actually reread them, and shockingly, turnaround, I actually like Part 2 more. In retrospective. Different covers. Yes, actually. I think there's a good handful. I mean, it depends on what printing. I think all of the most of the first printings for foreign Goosebumps books had mostly the same art, but there were some from the '90s for first printings that had different art. But reprints, yes, there's a lot of French reprints people are talking about with different art. Say Night Bloom Dummy. I think that one has Slappy with devil horns in his shadow. It's really cool art. Um, yeah, there's Goosebumps books in foreign languages that have different artwork. But a lot of them also have the same.
I only have like the only foreign books I have are Egg Monsters in Spanish and Shrunken Head in Spanish, which are pretty cool.
Oh, those are cool.
The
I've
Goose.
got a little mini shelf here of foreign books. I got more merch for foreign things and books, but they're all right there. I'm not gonna pull them out because goddamn, I mean it's a horde there. Just random there. I mean there's a lot of tin stuff back there too. Uh, Brain Juice. I actually got in German most recently. That arrived in February, which is like weird because it's actually a reprint, and it's not like a classic reprint. It's a 2000s reprint of Brain Juice from Germany, which is just super super weird.
Did they
They
make
also did it
2000s
with the
reprints?
OG series too.
Did we get 2000s reprints for Series 2000?
Apparently in Germany, but they don't look anything like the ones we have here. Um, Here I'll pull it out. So this came out with the classic, not classic, the 2003, 2008 reprints, but only in Germany.
That looks like a GYG.
I know. That's what I thought too. It's called Alien Alarm too, which is just the translation of Brain Juice, which is like why. And yeah, it's actually high quality paper too. It's all white too, so it feels brand new, very good condition.
It's cool.
But can't find the printing dates. Of course, says 1998 copyright. That's when it was released. There we go. 2007. This came out in 2007. It's right there on the page. It's very very strange.
How'd you come across that?
Foreign eBay listings.
Hmm.
That we found some weird stuff. Me and Not Living Dummies scrolling through it. That we even made a joke. There we found this listing of all things Ghostbusters and the 2016 Ghostbusters and the first Goosebumps film in a 2-pack.
I saw that in the last stream you did.
I'm gonna buy it eventually. It's the only listing we could find, just out of irony. Animorphs. We got an Animorphs fan in chat.
I think I have one of those.
Braille copy. Yeah, we got all the Braille copies right here.
Yeah,
I do have Braille Brain Juice actually. Funny enough. Yeah, foreign books are very intriguing little Goosebumps things. Like 2000 reprints of the series 2000 books. It's very bizarre. There might even be more reprints out there like that.
Yeah. I do too, to be honest. The only one I have are Bride Living Dummy Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 1 and 2. And I'm pretty sure that's all they reprinted. I could be wrong though. For 2000s.
Which one did you say?
Body Squeezers Part 1 and 2 and Bride of the Living Dummy.
I think they did. Yeah, they did Graveyard Ghouls and Haunted Car.
Oh yeah.
But those ones, they didn't look very pretty. I'll
I
be
have
honest, at
both
least
of
in
those.
comparison.
But yeah, I would like to
But
see some of the rarer ones like Slappy's Nightmare get reprinted.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think I'm ever
Um,
gonna find that book.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Slappy's Nightmare anymore. But
I watched that video today actually.
it's just like it's one of those books that a lot of people can't get their hands on because I mean you're never gonna find it in real life. I mean unless you're really lucky or you find an old collection, which is happened before. I can say I have found it, so it's definitely doable.
Didn't you
Because my
find that
luck
one?
here
Like,
is awful.
didn't you find that one in
But
like hidden bookstore or whatever?
yeah, yeah, I did. So reprinting it, same with Werewolf Skin and later OG series, some Black Spines, but not all of them. Some of them are actually quite obtainable, and let alone Indian copies exist. But Series 2000, there's just some that are really hard to get in real life, especially from the later part of the series. The final three alone, can't say I think I've ever found any of those in real life aside from two of them, but again. Um, and I've never heard any experiences aside from like random lots or obviously big stories about finding those. Like they're definitely rare. So if they reprinted those, it'd be a huge help. Damn it.
Didn't Aussie fan find one in like a thrift store
Um,
like years ago? I feel like I've seen that.
which book?
Slappy's Nightmare.
Yeah, he did. I think. I believe he did at least.
Graveyard Ghouls is definitely better in the OG reprint. I mean, not reprint, normal print.
I'll say this. I like both. I mean, I obviously like the original Graveyard Ghouls cover better, but not comparing them because I mean it is fair, but it's just like it doesn't give the everyone a fighting chance. On its own, the reprint is like yeah, it's good. It's a cool ghost art. Just I mean it fits the book more, even if I don't like it as much. I'll give it that. No Jimmy Dean, absolutely not. Let's
Please.
just hide you,
Um,
please. No, you should have said pretty please because now you're getting muted. Thank you.
what's up, GLA or the GLA?
What does GLA stand for, my man?
Hi,
Hello,
Jala.
Jala. Um, crap, lost train of thought. Yeah, absolutely. That one. I mean, they have to tone it down halfway through because I can imagine that going well. But then again, I don't think they toned down Deadhouse's flashlight scene. So, yeah, they can absolutely reprint that if they just decided to, or even put it in a retro tin, which is possible. They put Haunted School in a retro tin, and ever since then, that book I think went down in price, and let alone it's been more obtainable. Obviously, shout me out. Shout out to Jala or Jayla.
I found like some of the rarer ones out in the wild. Well, not necessarily on the wild, but I went to pick up actually those Ghostbusters figures at somebody's house on Facebook Marketplace, and they were in like this guy's like basement. It was a really nice house, but we go in there and he has a bunch of other stuff, and I collect a lot of stuff, so I want to see what he got. And he pulled out a box of Goosebumps books. It had Werewolf Skin with the mask, Tales Book 6 with the stocking. And what else did he have? I think he had Haunted School, but like the one from the book fair with I Want to Be a Werewolf for Halloween in it.
Oh, oh yeah.
And I found I Live in Your Basement for like $20 on eBay in a lot of 6 books. So I got that.
That is one hell of a find. Marketplace. I haven't used it much, but My mom got me some pretty good stuff on there, so that's easily a recommendation, I guess, just from my personal experience alone. Y'all use Marketplace. I
What's up,
mean,
Donnie
VR.
TMNT? Mutant Ninja 2.0. That's a long name.
Damn.
Speaking of
Um, little flex, little flex. Um, Goosebumps Aussie fan recently. I don't think he made a video about it, but he made an Instagram reel about it. Using Marketplace, he found for like $10 a sealed Hack Me and PC game. Not even 30 minutes away from his house.
Dang.
He was like, holy crap. So, y'all gotta check that out. I can't because I'm not an adult. I'm not making a new Facebook account for that.
I just used my
Let
parents.
alone, yeah. Let alone nothing good comes up here in Montana, but it's Billings, Montana. It's almost like nowhere, just with a lot of houses. Who's on your left? Because it switches per person. Is it Mr. Red Hair who's talking, or is it my friend here, the man who loves Goosebumps,
Yep.
or here, whichever way it is for you. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce their name too. H-A-6. No,
That he said you.
okay. He, him. Thank you.
Same. Thank you, Donnie TMNT
Uh,
2.0. That's a mouthful.
prep time. Prep
Oh,
time. I don't know what it was. Fuck. I don't know what it is, but prep time. That got me. Prep time.
Mike.
Oh yeah, because he knows Michael's coming. Jesus. Probably Michael. I mean, he's not stupid. And if y'all saw Halloween Kills, I mean, dude can take anything. Like, he can take a beating. Let alone, I mean, just watch any Halloween movie. He can really take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Killing Machine, exactly. I have actually not seen many of the Halloween movies, but I mean, I've seen a bunch of them before, but not in many years. And let alone there's some I've never watched, like H2O. But I've seen the original three, I think four, and the new trilogy.
I've seen
I
the.
know that for sure.
You just gotta see what Kevin did. He did do a lot in one night, though. To be honest. But I mean, they were kind of just little traps.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Michael can take a beating. I mean, if he gets smacked in the face by a paint can, I mean, he's not even gonna notice at that rate. Like, he can really take it.
The paint can with dent, probably.
I hope that's sarcasm. And by the way, I have Stephen King on the shelf over there.
I'm not graduating into Stephen King. Goosebumps is better. Probably not, but
I mean, we can't say for sure.
I've never read a Stephen King book. But Goosebumps is nostalgic, so I'm gonna stick with that.
I'm gonna be honest. I have never read a Stephen King story. But I very well plan to. Probably gonna start with The Shining because I really like the film. I've read a not read. I've watched a lot of the Stephen King movies. Literally watch one the other night. Not to say that they're accurate. It's just like I'm aware of his existence. Goosebumps has its own flair. I've already said this to my family. Kids horror is different from adult horror for many reasons, but mostly because it doesn't use or rely on straight up gore and violence and serial killers and things like that, and straight up supernatural sometimes it doesn't rely on like Are You Afraid? Sorry, Are You Terrified Yet? Doesn't really have anything supernatural happening in that story, or at least nothing huge. So who knows? There's a lot of reasons why Goosebumps in other ways can be preferable. Not saying Stephen King isn't any similar. I'm sure there's a lot of stories that Stephen or any other point horror, adult horror authors have written that involve literally anything but murderers, killing teens, or ooh, I'm a psychic with strange powers.
Yeah.
So that's a trope of that, right? But Goosebumps feels less limited and can be more expansive. That's personally why I like to read it more often. Let alone spooky monster. So
Um, it's nostalgic from the movie from 2015. That's why it's nostalgic.
oh
Um,
yeah.
and I'm not that lucky. I don't have a half price books. My thrift stores are dry. I have to travel and get stuff. See, if I go on vacation to like the beach, I beg my parents to stop at like any Barnes and Noble I see because my Barnes and Noble only has like 10 books from Goosebumps, and they're all like 3 of them are Night of the Living Dummy, 4 of them are Werewolf from Fever Swamp, and then they have like some of the new reprints. But uh,
I mean, nostalgia can literally happen in. I mean, I'm not looking up the definition right now, but you don't need to wait a decade for nostalgia to kick in for anything. Hot take. This isn't even like a take. The Goosebumps movie did not feel like it was 10 years ago. Um,
it definitely
it
doesn't.
felt like it was even longer ago, actually, for me. It's shocking to believe it actually hasn't been 10 years for me because it felt so long ago. Which is partly why I have so much more nostalgia for and other things like the pandemic. Not that I liked it, but there were things that I did during it. And like, oh, that was fun, very nostalgic. Oh wait, that was somehow only 5 years ago and not seven. So it's like, holy crap.
Yeah,
Um,
I
let
don't
alone it
remember my first
has felt
watch.
like it's been a long time, even if it hasn't.
I mean, it definitely feels like it's been like 7 or 8 years, but not 10 for me. But I don't
Yeah.
really remember my first watch from that movie. I remember my first watch of Goosebumps 2 actually, because I went to the theaters for that one.
Oh,
But
same here.
the reason I'm mainly nostalgic is because my uncle, who loved Goosebumps when he was younger, pulled out a box from my grandparents' basement and started like looking through it, and it had a bunch of Goosebumps stuff in it. He actually gave me this calendar from 1997 up there, which is
Bang.
awesome. But my cousin, his son, got all the books, but he was like one. But I'm not like salty about it. But he did have Monster Blood 4 with the cards in it, so that sucks for me. But that's like the only one I'm missing. That and Best Friends Invisible. I still need like original copies of like Vampire Breath and stuff, but close.
Hey, when you get there, it's gonna feel great.
Yeah. And then I
I
gotta start.
remember completing the OG series, and it was like lifting a burden off my shoulders because at that rate it'd been 8 years of collecting, which is almost embarrassing. Um, Same thing goes for the Black Spines. I finished them literally in December, and it felt great just because it's been so long, and I felt like it should have gotten done a long time ago, especially for the size of the rooms collection. It feels great. It feels great cleaning those sets. Even better when you finish reading them, but that's a goal for the distant future because it's not an easy task in which you sit there for a month straight every day reading maybe 2 books. um, and that's at the least.
I get burnt out really easily reading, especially because I'm trying to read them in order.
Oh my.
I've quit doing that now. I'm gonna finish Camp Nightmare and then I'm gonna start reading. So I've only read the first 8, which is kind of sad. But it's just because I've only been seriously collecting for like a year now, and that's when I really wanted to start reading them. I only had like a handful of books, and I was like 7 when I got them, and I just didn't like reading, so that's probably why. And But yeah, I'm working my way through it. I'm gonna stop getting burnt out. Um, so yeah.
Um, Early OG series, I think I've said this before, it's longer than later OG series because, I mean, if jumping way ahead, the shortest Goosebumps book that isn't a graphic novel or presents book and things that are obviously going to be short like that is Horrors of the Black Ring. That's only 108 pages. Um,
Very short.
that almost becomes an average amount too. In the later OG series, like Egg Monsters, I believe is only like 120-ish, maybe on the dot. And then we go past that. Lost Legends barely 112 or something, I think. And even Monsterwood 4 is like 111. I Live in Your Basement is also the shortest book in the OG series. I think that one's 109 pages. So there's some really short books that get easier to go through.
Yeah.
Um, and those, if you're reading out of order, like I was, picking them up as I go, whatever one I want to do, ended on Chicken appropriately for my rereads. Um, it's easier to fit those smaller books in there, let alone presents books. If you have the intrigue to read those at all, because they glide you along, they give you the motivation to read more because you're getting more done. It feels, which is a psychology fact too.
Yeah. I just want to read more of like the mid series books. And like what ones are there? Like Shocker on Shock Street, Lawn Gnomes, those kinds of books. I feel like those ones are like the more fun ones from the covers, at least. I can't judge a book by its cover though. So
Yeah, there's some rancid books that have great covers, like not most agreeable with Say My Name. Love that cover. Hated the story. So, but then
I
there's some like Clan of the Lawn Gnomes where it's like both are bad. Arguably.
hold on real quick. So
Frozen,
I
not
th-
the Disney movie.
I didn't like the cover for this book, but now having it in person is actually really good. I don't know why I didn't like it. The title's really bad though, so
Oh
I
yeah.
people are telling me not to read it.
I mean, if you're not a completionist and not trying to dive through every single Goosens book or media ever made, don't if that's not your goal, don't check it out, or at least don't read it anytime soon. It's a burnout book. I couldn't read for nearly a week after I finished it. It was really bad.
I mean, it's probably not as bad as Weirdo Halloween though, because Bruce couldn't read any
Mm,
for like
I mean,
5 months or something like that, maybe less. But
yeah, but Weirdo Halloween, it's slightly better, but it's way longer. Like, so would
yeah,
you ever read a really long but not entirely god awful book, or a way shorter but pretty god awful story?
I think
Um,
short. To be honest, because over
really depends on the person. It
the
also depends on what you like about it. I mean, for all we know, people are gonna love Say My Name. I believe I've heard one person say, "Oh, I love that story. It's really creative," which is like good for you. I hope people start liking
I just don't
that
get
book because I can't.
I don't get how it could be like a normal Goosebumps book about a talking fish though.
It's barely even about a
Uh,
talking fish. Like, just
yeah.
gonna tell you flat out.
But I'm definitely a completionist. That's why I want to read them in order because I have like that weird itch to 'em. But now I'm just like I don't want to do that anymore because it takes me like a month to read one book, which is like bad. Um,
Would you read all the GYGs in order in that case? Because
I
that's
don't
that's
even,
just burnout.
how do you get to all the endings for sure?
Um, there on the Wikipedia, you can either do it one of two ways. You can look at the number of endings and keep going, marking them once you've read on pieces of paper and pass to go down until you've gotten that certain number of endings it states, or you can use the page maps that someone has created for the Wikipedia, which are way more useful. I didn't know about them until I was like halfway through the series.
Yeah, I really want to read.
That could have been very helpful.
Yeah.
And they're
My favorite anime is Star Wars.
not
That
even an anime?
I don't
Or is
think
there like a new show I don't know about?
I don't think so, and that's like the most random comment. But good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good for you,
like
Mr. Marv.
Star Wars, but that's like a anime show, not an anime. That's like a 3D animated show. Mine is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, great anime. Mm-hmm. My personal favorite anime is obviously Goosebumps, but I had to do a second pick. It'd be Garfield. Just my favorite animes.
There's that. I mean Doro Hidoro. What the heck is that?
I don't know nothing about Star Wars. Spoiler alert, everybody in chat. So,
I barely do.
I don't know what that we're talking about. Yeah, I just love my favorite anime, Goosebumps, guys. You can see it's plastering the walls, and yeah, I probably will get it tattooed somewhere on my body at some point.
You don't know Doro?
You don't know Doro di Doro?
I don't know.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, he's. I can't tell if he's trolling or not. It sounds familiar from like just like barely, but probably saw it on shorts or something.
Swear to God, this is like some bend over or Nick Bear trap. Like we're saying something we don't realize it. Doro we Doro. Is it about to be like a knock knock joke or oh Doro di Doro? Oh, that means shove something up my type stuff. That's not trolling anymore. I'm
I'm
proof you.
proof you. Great.
Proof me, man. Proof me.
Fantastic manga.
Now we're talking about manga. Intriguing.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the new book that's coming out in 2026? Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
One Night at Camp Bigfoot. I mean, I like the title. How's
That'd
the
be
shiver so far? All the titles have been. It's too bold. It's like Be Afraid, Be Very Afraid, but it's too. It's going for something much larger, but it doesn't live up to. Even if it makes sense in context, you just could have called it Very Scary Book, which wouldn't sell well, but
yeah.
the other books like Goblin Monday.
That's like the
Why?
most random title ever.
But
No,
then you get the Bigfoot Ridge, and it's like, sorry, I'm thinking of Are You Afraid of the Dark now. One Night at Camp Bigfoot, and it's just okay. That sounds like a GYG book in a good way too. It's check out time at Dead End Hotel. It has Spooky Thing and then name of normal place, Camp
yeah.
Bigfoot, Dead End Hotel.
But
That type of stuff. Screams GYG in a good way. As for plot, it sounds like Ghost Camp, and that's actually a good thing. So hopefully it isn't a direct ripoff. And for the ending, I've already made my theory. I really think it's gonna pull a Girl Cried Monster, Werewolf's First Night, Wizard of Oz, Goblin Monday. All of those have somewhat similar endings with big variations, but it all comes down to things are monsters, but you can expect to be monsters. My theory is probably the whole camp's monsters or Bigfoots,
Bigfoots.
and it's some kind of retreat for them. Probably gonna be a puberty allegory, which is just so exciting.
Adventure.
Yeah. How I Met My Monster, the sequel, because it's a modern book.
I think it sounds
Okie dokie.
one at a Camp Taylor Swift. What the heck?
If there's some kind of punchline I'm not getting, like,
I,
is there a joke about Taylor Swift as a big bush or something? Like,
um,
I don't think anything makes you look like Bigfoot. Like, really.
but I think the book from the blurb, it Sounds like have you ever watched Bump? Disney show?
No.
It's basically this camp that has it's called Camp Kikiwaka, and Kikiwaka is like a monster that's very similar to Bigfoot, and the camp counselor, well, not like the camp director, dresses up and tries to scare the campers in the first season. It kind of shifts from that, but that's yeah.
Martin, nice. What are we talking about in chat? We're talking about Babadook?
That sounds so weird. Peaks.
But I mean, I haven't seen that movie in years, but I remember it being very good. Oh yeah, some terrifying stuff went down in that movie. I'm remembering now. Spooky Babadook.
That just sounds so goofy. I'll be right back.
Cool. Let's see. 45 minutes in the stream. Got a little bit to go. My phone is glitching. Yeah, I think One Night at Camp Bigfoot will be okay. I don't have high expectations, but I definitely have some light expectations, some light positive ideas involving the book. Like, okay, this looks good. Um, don't I don't have a clue what I'm gonna feel about Camp Sleepover, Last Sleepover. Because that book's description is so vague. It really only tells you don't let kids. It sounds like half the description for Ghost of Slappy, because that's what half that book's about. Spooky ghost that isn't Slappy. So it might just be something like that, and then mix it with Don't Scream, because it mentions technology for a reason, which scares me. Because Say My Name, Say My Name. There was a whole thing about it that it was right in my face the whole time. The blurb of Say My Name, Say My Name, from the moment they initially changed it, because I believe they changed the blurb ever so slightly back when that book was still not even having a cover.
Mm-hmm.
At least ever since then, it is mentioned technology. Cody or his friend wanted to play video games all day inside the house, and then that book has a huge thing involving video games in its story. And it's like, okay, I guess we were hitting at plot devices the whole time. And then that book mentions technology, Last Sleepover. So it's like, great. Hopefully, maybe the ghost is some AI. Maybe the ghost is some video game nerd, for all we know. It's a little concerning. Um, who knows
Yeah.
if we're doing that slight hinting again. But either way, I'm interested in that one. But I think at least Camp Bigfoot will be good. Not sure about the other. Oh, buddy.
So weird.
What the? Let me read this. Okay, yeah. Someone on YouTube. No. All right. Let me just coach you, man. That's not okay. All right. I don't care what you watch, what you get off to. Don't do that in real life, at least. That's really weird, Mister.
Definitely weird.
Yeah, I muted him.
Good.
Yeah, still your sister. I mean, argument, it's on paper, but it's still your sister. I mean, it's not any less freaking weird. Say I was in love with my stepsister, I would be grossed out of myself. Just watch Dexter. I mean, Jesus, it's gross. It's really gross. Really nasty stuff there. No. You need psychological help. I mean, with all due respect, if you're in love with your sibling or sister, brother, whatever. Especially parent, too. There was a horror book that was about that. It's fucking gross. Quagmire's alive. Why are we talking about Family Guy now?
I have no idea.
Interesting chat and conversation in progression.
Yep.
Ignoring the chat. There's not a lot of Goosebumps stuff being announced at the moment, which is like little weird. Beside obviously the title drop, there's usually merch dropping or being announced, and we haven't got any new merch shared since maybe February. So I feel like something's gonna drop soon. Probably, I'm hoping reprints. That's what I've been predicting all year. If any reprints, preferably late OG series and more Series 2000, because that was probably one of the biggest helps. Because obviously, it's not inaccessible to get Body Squeezers Part 1 and 2, but it's way easier if you just run the Barnes and Noble or Target and grab them. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Let alone they are a big Goosebumps name. Even if they haven't been reprinted in a while, literally ever since the '90s at least. They haven't got more printings. Unless in other countries, because Brain Juice reprint exists. I mean, Jesus. So it was sensible to reprint the only two-parter Goosebumps book ever. So hopefully we get more stuff like that. Maybe reprint Slappy's Nightmare. Finish the Slappy sequels.
Yes, I talked about it earlier in the stream. Found a lot of Facebook Marketplace with a bunch of rare books.
Chicken. I mean, besides stock listings, because I think I bought 2 stock listings of Chicken before. One for the reprints actually last year. I mean, deals on that are not terrible. But I have been able to find some in real life, so just out in the wild. So it's definitely a gettable book.
I got it off.
But with stickers, it's probably gonna be a little pricey, maybe $20.
I like chicken wings with hot chili and honey. Okay.
Great sharing that, Marv. That is a very nice thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully they weren't rotting, but nonetheless, good friend.
Yep. All my friends think I'm so weird for collecting. I have like so many collections in my room, and everybody's like, I don't know. I have like no friends that like the same stuff I like. Well, except for like now with like the Discord server and stuff. But yeah.
Which is why y'all should join.
Yep, join it. Is in my channel description, I think.
Yeah. School. There was one person at my middle school who liked Goosebumps, and they weren't even collecting it. They just wore a shirt. It was one of their wardrobe. And it's like, cool. I guess they like Goosebumps. That doesn't mean they collect it though. Kids knew I collected Goosebumps because lots of my middle school was people I knew from elementary, and they knew well because show and tell. You can imagine what I brought. But besides that, I mean, no one really collects Goosebumps where I live, or Garfield. But of course, Garfield's pretty mass produced. Let alone are interested in much of anything I'm interested in. Aside old movies and old music, which is like cool. And even then, you know, still a small market. So that Discord, it's a really good place.
Yeah.
Once you get your goosebump on. So I can really only talk about Goosebumps with my mom, who used to like Goosebumps. When she was a kid, she had the full set of the original series, which she had read all of them too. Funny enough, and people on Discord and in Reddit and Instagram and anywhere where there's Goosebumps fans, even Goodreads.
Yeah. I mean,
You want to do a tour of your collections, Man, I Love Goosebumps?
What? Tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Hold on, let me close this pizza box. Okay.
D&D is very nice.
I'll start with
I actually
Goosebumps.
wanted to get into Dungeons and Dragons.
I like that game. Pretty fun. I have no one to play it with, but here's the top of my shelf.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, I guess.
Very
I got
nice.
Tim Jacobus signed print.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got that for free.
Did you ever meet Jacobus?
No, I ordered a full set
Damn.
of collectibles off eBay. 2 of them were signed, and they threw that in as a freebie.
Hell yeah, man.
I got all my OG62 books. I got this cool 3D printed sign. And then I'm missing like the original for Vampire Breath, How I Learned to Fly, D Trouble 2, Curse of Camp Cold Lake. And then like there's cards in this book, this book,
Hell yeah.
this book, this book, and that one up there. And then I got the mask inside werewolf skin, and then the fan club insert in that. And then this is my small Series 2000 and Give Yourself collection because they're very hard to find around me. So.
Oh yeah. Anywhere, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And then I got some like cool stuff. This was from my first Calling All Creeps copy. Some kids, I put it in the wrong backpack. We had the same backpack, and he took the stickers off. I was using them as a bookmark, and he put it on a piece of paper.
Y'all be careful in chat with your words. Let's be kind to dwarves, everybody.
Oh. I got the Ghostbuster shelf. Yeah, pretty much all of the figures are vintage except for the pot, and then all that, and then my kind of like random shelf. Not really anything interesting about that. Media shelf. Pretty cool. Found this one at the thrift store. Funko shelf. Collectible shelf. And I actually got... These are the ones that are signed. They all work. I paid like $300 for it, which is kind of a lot. But... And then Night of Living Dummy is also signed. So that's pretty cool. First print collection. Ghost Trap.
Oh, hell yeah. Man, love Goosebumps? Hold up. He's bugging out. Or it might be me. Everybody is Man, I Love Goosebumps bugging out. Or am I bugging out? Everybody in the chat. Yo, Marv. It's Man. Hour long. Almost. Enjoyed this whole channel, just Mantle of Goosebumps. In the Discord now, and check out the Discord where we're at. It's in my channel description. It's in his. So yeah, and he's back for just a brief period.
My bad. Okay. Dang. Yeah. Mhm. I don't know. Mhm. Peace out.